G'day, Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. Welcome back to another video. Guys, we're only a few days away from the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Seattle Seahawks. So, in today's video, let's talk about three position groups or storylines that, as fans, we need to look out for. Now, I do have two on offense and one on defense. But let's start with the big elephant in the room. We all know what we're looking out for, and that's quarterback play. So for me in this game, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback room, we have Trubisky, Rudolph, Pickett, and Chris Oladukin. Now, over the last few days, I did read an article too from CBS saying they interviewed Mike Tomlin, and there's also an interview out there with Mike Tomlin via Brian McFadden, who used to be a Steeler. And he talks to Mike Tomlin saying, who's going to be the QB starter. And Mike Tomlin does notion the fact that it will be Mitchell Trubisky starting at QB1 reps. So let's put this into perspective. If Trubisky starts at quarterback one, I think it's going to be Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and then Chris Oladukin. But for me watching this game, I'm so excited to see what Trubisky can do in this offense, right? We have waited about 6 months it's been 6 months since the Super Bowl, the Rams versus the Bengals and the Bengals lost. I'm so happy for that, right? We've waited a very long time. So now we have some football coming up for the Steelers. Our last game was Big Ben versus the Chiefs. It's a whole new era. We have Trubisky there. We have Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett. But I'm excited to see what can happen and see who there could be maybe three dogs, one bone in this quarterback race. But I still think that Trubisky has the upper hand. And I want to see him go out there and link up with George Pickens, Chase Claypool if he plays, Deontay Johnson, those guys. To a certain extent, Anthony Miller. I want to see that happen. I'm excited to see the quarterback play for this preseason game. It's the first time in a very long time that the Steelers have had, the quarterback discussion about who's going to be one, who's going to be this, who's going to be number two. We haven't had that for a long time since Big Ben has been our quarterback for 18 years. And now it almost feels fresh. It feels new. It's a new era. It's Mitchell Trubisky. It's Najee Harris. It's Freiermuth. We have a new idea, a new offense, and I'm excited to see the quarterback play and also the Matt Canada offense come. Hopefully, Matt Canada can do something in this game, right? I know it's only preseason, but this will help us out through the next game and then the leading towards up to the Bengals, and we might get an idea who's going to be quarterback one, what's going to happen in the running game. Also, speaking of the running game, can one of the running backs please be a standout? I don't think Najee Harris will play. If Najee Harris does play, I believe he'll only play maybe a series or two. He won't be that involved in the offense. However, my second position group or second storyline I'm looking out for is the running back play. Benny Snell, Anthony McFarland, Master Teague, that guy with a cool name. Don't know who he is, but can he go out there? Jaylen Warren has been having a great camp and great training camp at the Pittsburgh Steelers Latrobe. Can they go out there and provide some quality football, get past the offensive line, and actually get a first down and make some yards? Will this game turn into, Warren gets 10 carries, 60 yards? Will that happen, right? Anthony McFarland needs to come back. He had 3 yards. 3 yards in 2021. That's all he had. He was injured and he didn't play. Snell has been lackluster the last few years. Can a running back two please stand up? Can you go out there and do your job and get some yards and touchdowns and make yourself known in this Pittsburgh Steelers offense? Please. That's all I'm asking for. That's what I'm looking out for when I'm watching the game. I'll be watching the quarterbacks and I'll be watching the running back play to see who's going to be number 2 running back and move from there. But lastly, I did say 3 storylines and 3 positions. I want to see on the defense, this one intrigues me as well. I want to see on the defense the inside linebacker rotation or inside linebacker players step up. We have Miles Jack, we have Devin Bush there who are going to be projected starters. Now, on the depth chart, it does say Devin Bush and Robert Spillane will be pairing at 1-on-1. So maybe there's a camp battle there for the middle linebacker spot to be. Will it be Devin Bush? Will it be Spillane? Now, how much will we see of Miles Jack? I don't think too much. I think he's well established enough to where maybe he might do a series or 2 or maybe 3 series, and then he's out of there. And then it's going to be the Devin Bush show, Robert Spillane. We have as well Buddy Johnson, He needs to emerge into his role. Can he fight reps and make an impact on the game versus the Seattle Seahawks, where, as fans and as coaches take note and go, Buddy Johnson's out there. Can Buddy Johnson go out there and start to be a force to be reckoned with? Those are the things I'm looking out for. The inside linebacker is who's going to pair next to Miles Jack. We do have Devin Bush coming back from the injury last year, but is it about time that he steps up and takes ownership of his role with the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm excited for that. I'm excited for, Robert Spillane. There's been a lot of talk about him too in camp as well, And then also we have Mark Robinson, the 7th rounder. And of course, I think Marcus Allen is still in there somehow. He may play a few downs, but we know what Marcus Allen is. He's more of the hybrid guy. He plays the special teams. He plays, dime, nickel packages. He's not the biggest guy, but he still has a chance to make the team yet again, which I don't know why he's still on the team, in my personal opinion. I don't think Marcus Allen needs to be there. I would rather go with Buddy Johnson and Robert Spillane and those guys. But it's the time now. The preseason game is time to get excited, to get around our team. And these positions or these storylines right now is, what I say, the elephant in the room, the monkey in the room, whatever it is, man. The 3 storylines, it's like quarterback play. We want to see Trubisky go and throw a football to George Pickens. That's what we want to see. We want to see touchdowns. We want to see Kenny Pickett have his very first start in a black and gold uniform. We want to see the hype continue with Mason Rudolph, right? We want to see the hype continue and him go out there and excel. Imagine if all 3 of these guys were excellent on versus the Seahawks, and we had a tough choice, or Coach Tolman had a tough choice. Who do I choose? Who do I choose to be my quarterback number 1? I still think it's going to be Trubisky, but I can't wait for that. And we have the running backs and linebackers. There is obviously more storylines than just that. But let me know in the comments, guys, what you are excited for the first game back, Steelers versus Seahawks. It's been a long time. It's so many players have changed. But let me know in the comments below who you're excited to watch. Is it Pickens? Are you excited to watch Austin? Are you excited to watch Olszewski? Are you excited to watch Ogunjobi if he plays? Let me know in the comments below. As always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.